Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's Wayne Lambright on Sunday the 13th. Welcome. I've titled this video 25th Swatting and Updates About My Life. So, just let everybody know the chat is open. There's a 5-second flood delay, and you have to be a subscriber to participate in the live chat. And normally what I do is I ramble on about a bunch of things, and then when I'm done rambling, I go over to the chat and I read things. This video will be about an hour at least, and I'll probably read some politically incorrect, the top news stories of the day, and then we can have a discussion about that. Yeah, I'm a little tired today. The police were here it was 11:30 at night. Let me just turn on my thing here.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
I had something new for him this time.
Okay, guys, I'll be out in a minute. I was sleeping.
They're like,
okay, Wayne. All right, see you in a minute.
So, I actually forgot to ask why they came out. They got a call, and they did try to call me before they came out. Like, if I had picked up the phone, they wouldn't have driven out here the hour. But my phone was outside, so I didn't hear the call come in. And they were very professional, and I'm really grateful for their professionalism. I think it's good. And I said, kind of what's going on. Well, I can't talk about the investigation, but the investigation's still going on. My mother, they also got my mom last night and my brother. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but I really love my mother. I love her so much. And we've had some bumps in the road the past 10 years, maybe 20. Like sometimes parents didn't want to be parents. And, I think we got to give our parents a break. They did the best they could for the tools they had. I think that's just the real truth. My mom was pregnant with me when she was 18 years old. Yeah. Yeah. And then my brother came 11 months and 3 weeks later. So not even a whole year off. My brother was born, and those are the only family. And my dad was a really sweet guy, but he was also verbally abusive, and he was prone to violence. And he was intimidating because he was tall. He was like 6'5" and a pretty big guy. So he scared people. But he was a real lover, and my dad really loved me. And he always made sure that we knew that we were loved, which is great. And my grandma also loved me. I know that. Like, I was telling my mom about like the inheritance. I was like, I can't believe this, because grandma put us in the will for this. And then my Aunt Sabrina manipulated my grandpa to change the will to give herself all the money. And my grandma would beat the crap out of my Aunt Sabrina if she could come back from the dead, and my grandpa, Leonard Walby. I just want to say I got a lot of gratitude right now. At least I'm getting $2,500. It could have been zero, right? I mean, it was going to be 400,000, but it is the way it is, man. And I just got to go with it. This is life. And every day is a chance to live again. You can always turn things around. And there's so many other people who get nothing. So I got something, and this $2,500, I'm going to spend about $1,000 building my dream house. How do you make a dream house for $1,000? You're going to see it happen. Um, I'm going to be building I'm going to call this house a transformer. And so when you come up to my house and you see it when it's all locked up, there are no doors and no windows. And it's going to be stucco on the outside. And there's going to be a horizontal line. Yeah. And then on each side, there will be a vertical line directly in the center. So a horizontal line and one vertical line. And then the corners will be, it'll have the metal flashing. So when I put the stucco on, it's going to be really, really tight, straight corners. And how do you get inside? Well, just imagine a box within a box. And so you'll open, there will be like a doorknob, and you'll turn the doorknob and the wall will roll out. So by law, I'm allowed to build a building 10 foot by 12 foot with no building permit. And it can't have electricity or water in it. So I'm not going to have electricity or water in my building. And it's going to be insulated. So, and when you turn the knob to open it, the 10 foot by 12 foot room will expand into a 20 foot by 12 foot room. It's going to get wider. So imagine just a box. Imagine you had a shoebox and tore off one of the walls. And, it's going to go together like this. I'm going to do a lot of drawings in SketchUp. And I'm not sure how heavy the wall is going to be. I don't think it's going to be that heavy, maybe just 200 pounds. And so I don't think I'm going to need to do anything super tricky, like weights to help the user open the door. I might not even have a doorknob. I might have a screw, a big all thread, and the all thread spins, and then the door opens that way. And I'm going to make it electronic, and then I have to make a fail safe that if the power goes out, how do you open it, kind of thing. And when it opens, then you'll see a traditional door to enter. I actually did some drawings earlier in the year, and I shared them on social media. It's also going to have a roof deck with a ladder from the inside to the roof. Instead of a vertical ladder, it's going to be a little bit more tilty. It's going to be like, let's say 3 feet from the wall, but it's still going to be rungs. And then there will be a big door on the roof that opens to get up there. And I got a feeling that when you make a roof deck, that might go into the area of building code where they might want you to permit that. So I'm not going to have a visible rail, but the rails are going to be folded. So when I go on the roof, for whatever reason I want to be up there, then railings will be tilted up to provide safety. And then when I'm done with the roof, they'll come down. I might even make it automatic. So when you open the door to the roof, then the railings pop up. And when you're off the roof and you go back down inside, then the railings come down. That would be really easy to make. I'll probably make them out of metal, and they'll have those stainless steel cable wire. So it'll be really lightweight. And then I'll have like a sprocket from a bicycle and a chain for both ends. And then so it'll be down and up like that. And then a chain by the door. I'll be able to make this. So it's going to have a roof deck, and it's also going to be 12 feet tall. I'm going to make it, it's 10 feet wide and 12 feet tall and 12 feet long. So it's going to have really high ceilings in there. And I'm going to put a little loft where my bed will be. And the part that slides out, when it slides in, it's going to go around the kitchen. The kitchen's going to be on one wall, and this is going to go around the kitchen part. I could do 2 walls coming out, but I don't want to spend that extra money right now. And because it's more material, drywall and insulation. Yeah. So I'm really excited to be doing this. And I'm super grateful for the money from my grandfather. I miss that guy so much. He was such an inspiration to me. He had a degree in mechanical engineering, and but he was also like an electrical engineer. He didn't have a 4-year degree in electrical engineering, but he made solenoids. He even had a patent on a solenoid. He had big solenoids, and the patent he had gotten, when you turn a solenoid on, it uses, let's say, 100 watts to pull it. Yet, to hold it in place only has 10 watts. So he made a circuit that used the first 100 watts, and then when the solenoid was deployed, it switched to a lower voltage because it could hold it in place. And the reason for this is that the coil of wire on a solenoid heats up because it's direct current, and his solenoids were used in cranes. So the lever for the crane, he had a solenoid pull it up and a solenoid pull it down. So my grandpa invented his solenoids, basically did remote control operation of a crane. That some of them were used for that, and some of them were also used on an aircraft carrier, really big one with a huge plunger. And in his garage, he's got 2 metal lathes, a 4-foot metal lathe and an 8-foot metal lathe. I would love to have these lathes. I bet you my Aunt Sabrina would give them to me. I have no idea how I'd get them out here. Like the house, the garage is here, but the driveway, the road's up here, and it's a tilt. So it goes tilt in, and I bet you each lathe weighs probably 1,000 to 2,000 pounds. They're heavy as fuck. I guess the way to get them is a forklift. I don't drag it out of the garage with the forklift, and then have a semi truck on the street, and then the forklift it onto a semi truck, something like that. Oh, I'm seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. That's another theme I want to share with you guys. Also, I now have money to buy the bearing for the KTM, and so I can fix that and sell it. And it won't just be a KTM with 30,000 miles. It'll be a rebuilt engine. Yeah. So that's exciting. These motors are famous. They're super durable motors, except the few years, and I happen to own one, where that cam bearing goes kaput. And they have an updated bearing that doesn't go kaput. And they're super reliable motors, really reliable. I hear they vibrate a lot, so whatever. Hey, Fallout and Hyperborean. Thanks for the love over there, guys. Yeah, Fallout asks, he says, Wayne, have you considered becoming a Freemason? Absolutely. I tried to join Lodge 295 in Guerneville, and I went to 2 of their open house dinners, and I had a good time. I was sober at the time, so I think they were like, never trust a guy who doesn't drink. I was also running for president, so the Masons have a rule: no fools. So they might have looked at me as being a foolish. I don't know. Um, they said, "Well, keep coming back." Okay, I was like, "I want to join." They're like, "Keep coming back," and maybe that's just the way it is because I don't have a referral into the Masons. Yeah, I think they'll let me join. I really miss hanging out with smart people. I really do. That's one thing I really loved about Toastmasters, where those people are so smart. Think about it. You have to be really smart to be aware you're not a good verbal communicator. And then you have to be super proactive to work on your communication skills. And then you join a geeky club like Toastmasters where you go at once a week and the meetings are an hour and a half. I mean, it's really a huge time commitment on self improvement. So these people are the creme de la creme of intellectuals. Most of the members had like advanced degrees, and English was a second language for about 80% of the people. That was in San Francisco. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was a member of two clubs actually simultaneously for like 4 years. I went to two different clubs each week. I really enjoyed it, made great friends, and um, I'm grateful. Little chilly today, but laugh. 67 degrees. It's 67 in here and it's 64 outside. I know that's not chilly in most of America right now is probably in the 30s at some places. Uh, I really became a desert lizard this summer. Like I got used to that heat, and here I am complaining at 67. 67's a hot day in San Francisco. Whew, people were walking around in their shorts with their shirt off at 67 degrees. God, can you believe it's so hot? Oh, I can't believe this heat. I hear we're going to hit 70 tomorrow. That's what San Francisco people would be like. Oh, hope the fog doesn't come in. I miss the friends I made in San Francisco. I don't miss the city. Uh, Parking tickets, persistent traffic, trash everywhere, ridiculously high rents for buildings that are super old and funky. Um, I kind of got spoiled with living in Orange County a little bit, California, because when I was growing up, everything was new, just new buildings everywhere. And if you didn't like something, just go move to the new area, live in new buildings. You could just keep moving into new apartments and stuff like that. So the downside was no big trees. Like I bet you it'd be neat to go back to Orange County now and see like how big how the trees have grown, and there's like tons of eucalyptus trees everywhere. Oh, what else do I want to talk about? Well, I'm just so excited I'm getting this money. Um, I'm excited to be building a house, a shed, a new place for me to live in. So then this will be my workstation. It'll be my drill press and grinder and like my metal shop. And so I'm excited to have the shed as my workstation. This is like where I can take apart the motorcycle engine and the gasoline smell won't matter. And my mom's got a parts cleaner where you put solvent in there and you clean automotive parts. For some reason, she's got one. Oh, the neighbor Bill gave it to her, and she said I could have it. So I'm gonna be picking up the parts washer. That's exciting. My mom asked me about the hydrogen thing this morning, and oh, good morning, Greek. Um, my mom asked me about the hydrogen system this morning, and I said, well, I did try to get it started, but I didn't have enough hydrogen, and I was only powering it with like 2 panels, and I forget what else happened. But now I have all those other panels. Oh, let's take a field trip. Oh, can we take a field trip? Yeah. Oh. Oh, my back's a little sore. I'll show you the panels. They were actually kind of heavy. I took them off some 2x4s, kind of just slid them off. They're actually quite large. I think that's 6 feet across, 4 feet down. I tested them and they all work except for one. And here's the split air conditioner right there. This is the unit that goes in the house, and this bottom one is the outdoor unit, the condenser. It's 118,000. The little air conditioner I bought this summer was only 8,000 BTUs, and I got a big. This here is called a blade switch, and it's got blade. It turns off the power, so that's good. That's a $200 box. There's the solar panels over there. My batteries are so charged; they're 14.1 volts right now. My charge controller's fried, but I got a new charge controller too when I got those panels. I got a $600 charge controller. Whew, it's cold. Let me just put the phone in its cradle real quick. Okay. Ooh. I got to start wearing my thermals for the winter time. I got them out somewhere. I'm tired of my place being a mess, but I'm not so tired to clean it up just yet. I clearly like bitching and complaining more than cleaning. Speaking of bitching and complaining, the ADL, man, those people are they're amazing complainers. Like, they are victims every day. They wake up from bed and they're, oh, it's going to be a bright day for complaints. How can I be a victim today? Like, it's an endless supply of victimhood. I have this idea. I'm really serious about this idea. I'm thinking of creating a mobile Holocaust museum. And for starters, it could be a fifth wheel trailer that gets gutted, and then the inside is full of lots of photos and things from the Holocaust. And you drive around to Walmarts and Costco's, and you let people go in there, and maybe there's like pictures on the wall, and they got the headphones. It's like number 12, and this is a picture of the such and such. You know how museums have those headphones people wear? Well, and then I could have like an outdoor billboards, like those walls that fold open, full of information. And I could go to schools and colleges, and I probably could raise money on a Kickstarter to build this, and I probably could get donations from visitors, and it would be a great way to educate people about the Holocaust, so we make sure it doesn't happen again, and also educate people about the Christian Holocaust. Most people have never considered this, but 85 million people died in World War II. 6 million Jews. 6 minus 85 is what? 79. So 79 million Christians died in World War II. And that's a Holocaust. So we got to also pay tribute to the lives lost in the Christian Holocaust. It's just as important. And the most important thing is that we don't repeat the same mistakes. And the world is on teetering on nuclear war right now, and we America are funding a proxy war in Ukraine against Russia, and that's really foolish. Like, who beat the Germans in World War II? The Russians. The Russians were our allies in World War II, so we should be friendly to Russia. We shouldn't be fighting Russia. It doesn't make any sense. Like, Russia is our ally. We need to be friendly to Russia. Plus, they have the world's largest territory and huge resources, timber, what do you call it? Oil, natural gas, farmland. Like, really, we should be friends with Russia. If anything, we shouldn't be funding Ukraine. We should force Ukraine to make a peace treaty with Russia, and then we America could loan money to Russia to help, because they're not so good with their money sometimes, and we could do a lot of investment in Russia, build up their infrastructure, create more corporations and more farming. So we shouldn't be enemies with Russia. What we should do is create strong alliances with them, and like, literally, like, people in Russia, if they had a dream, if they could move somewhere, it's probably they want to move to America. Like, why don't we allow Russia to be part of America, the United States of America, and Russia becomes under the umbrella of the United States? Think about what a superpower we would be. And a lot of those people in Russia would want to move to America, and a lot of Americans would want to move to the forested Serbia part of Russia. We could build a bridge over the Alaska up there. I forget what that's called, that narrow gap between where the ocean is. It's 50 miles. What is that called? The gap is something. The narrow strait. I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about. So we could build the train tracks all the way to Russia. That would be huge for what do you call shipping. The train would always be going. It would be a way to provide cheaper transportation of goods to Europe and to Russia. Oh, the transcontinental. I don't know. I really think we should be partners with Russia. And come on, those Russian women are so fucking beautiful. They're hot. And so are the Ukrainians and the Belarus. All these ladies are beautiful. So how do we get there? I was talking about World War II. Oh, the Holocaust Museum. So yeah, a mobile Holocaust museum. I think is a good idea. And take it to Costco. Take it to baseball games. When people are going to a baseball game, just large venues. Who's going to say no to me? What, anti-Semitic? You don't want to? Why can't I park my, call up Walmart? Let me have access to your parking lot in, Missouri tomorrow. Okay, I could. I'm sure corporate would say we absolutely would support Wayne Lambright's mobile Holocaust museum. Maybe as I get more money, I can hire people. We got 2 trailers. So you go in it and you walk in one trailer and you go into the next trailer, and then there's an outdoor part, and maybe we have some authentic Jewish food. Fallout says banner so he could have a monopoly on the market. Banned. I don't know what you mean by banned. Well, I was talking about the ADL too. I think what the ADL is doing is there's always going to be anti-Semitism. I converted to Judaism in last January. We're coming up on my first year of being a Jew. And I had some people like call me a fucking kike and stuff like that. I'm like, whatever, no big deal. Like, literally, are you this mad at me just because I chose to be part of a different religion? It's no different from joining a different country club. Maybe the country club you belong to didn't have a swimming pool and you really want a swimming pool. So you just join a new country club. No big deal. Did you know any Freemasons? No. I mean, I met Freemasons when I went to the open house. Yeah. Like the guy who owns the Northwoods golf course, he's a Freemason. And that is one beautiful golf course. And a guy from church, a Christian church I was going to, he was a Freemason. I knew him. He actually used to be gay, and he went straight, and he married himself a church lady. Like based. I'm still not understanding what you're saying, Fallout 76. Wayne, have you considered becoming a Freemason? Yes. Did you know any Freemasons? Just the two I just mentioned. Banned so he could have a monopoly on the market. That just doesn't make sense. Read the messages before. It's in two parts. Well, thanks for trying. It must have got censored. How about I'm going to do this. I'll screenshot what I'm looking at. I'll post it to my Twitter right now. Whew. I'm really grateful for your friendship, you people here in the chat. You're the only people I have to talk to anymore. I know that might sound weird. All right. It's on its way. It's uploading it to Twitter. All right. And getting the tweet link. Owner was the second largest exchange thing. Did you hear about the FTX? I did hear about it a few days ago. Yeah, but yeah, they might have been doing it as a money laundry pass through. Yeah. Any future construction plans for your compound? Hey, Space Shuttle, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier, and I'm gonna build without a building permit, which costs $6,000. I don't have that. I got $2,500 inheritance, and I'm gonna spend $1,000 on building a 10-foot by 12-foot room that expands. So it's gonna be no windows and no door. And when it's shut, it's like this. And then you open it like this. And then the door is revealed when you open the wall. You pull the wall out like like a drawer in a dresser. When you pull the drawer out, well, that's how my shed's going to be. It's going to have wheels on it, and it's going to have a whole wall that pulls out, and that will be where the door for the entrance will be to enter it. And initially it'll be manual, but then I'll build an electric system so the comes open, then you'll see the door and go inside. And it'll double in size. It'll be insulated, and it's not going to be too junky inside. Just a couch and a kitchen and a table and stuff, and just really minimalist. And it's going to be super gorgeous. I wanted to be an architect when I was younger. So I'm gonna blow your socks off. This is gonna be such a really bitchin' badass design. It's gonna be gorgeous. And yeah. So the keys to keeping the cost down on this are stucco. So the exterior walls are going to be it's the chicken wire with the paper, and then you put cement on it, and it just looks like concrete. It's called stucco, and it's big in California. Um, and then I'll just insulate the walls with either rock wool or fiberglass insulation, and yeah, it's going to have a roof deck, and it's going to have railings that pop up when you open the roof deck to go up there. Then the rails will pop up, and they'll be hidden when you're not on the roof. Because if I put rails up there, like I could get in trouble for. They might want me to have a building permit for something like that. So, um, what else? Oh, and the money I get, I'm going to fix the KTM 640 Adventure, and I'm going to refurbish the bike. Well, I'm going to have to take a lot of it apart, and then so I'm going to jazz up the bike as much as possible to get the most money out of it. I might be able to get 7 or 8 thousand for this bike. And now let's call this a moonshot, because most of the ones selling right now are selling for about $6,000. So to get $2,000 more, it's going to have a lot of fancy things on it. So it's going to need brand new tires, which I already have. I've got a brand new Continentals off of EXC 500 that I bought. Brand new, still even have the knobbies on them. And then maybe some it had hand warmers on the thing. It's got the cruise control. I'm gonna buy a decal kit. You can buy decals that make the bike look super cool, and those are like $150. And I'll probably go through and rebuild the front shocks with the new seals, and I can't do a compression test right now. I might put new rings in it. I might as well. I'll measure them when I get them out. We'll see. Like I might hone the cylinder and put new rings in it. I'll ask the guys in the KTM group what they think. I might also do some work to the cylinder head. Maybe port the intake a little bit, like just clean it up with a. I used to work for a guy who built race engines, and he would have a Dremel with a bit on it that looked like a grape on a stick that would spin, and you could remove aluminum material inside the intake port. Porting and polishing is what they call it. And I might do a 3-angle valve cut on the intake valves and exhaust valves. So like right now, it's 45 degrees, like where the valve would seat. It's like that, but I would do it's a 20, or what is it? It goes 20, 30, 45, something like that. I'll have to look up the numbers. It's kind of just race car stuff. A 3-angle valve cut. I might have to take it to a machine shop and have them do it for me. But that it increases the radius of the flow for the head, so the head flows a lot more. And then I'll find a place to have it dynoed. Stock is 49 horsepower, so I probably can get it up to. Other guys have gotten 70 horsepower. So if I trick out my motor and make it 70 horsepower, that will pull a lot of money in the used KTM market, because this bike only weighs 340 pounds, and it has like a 400-mile range on the tank. So this is still one of the lightest adventure bikes in the world. And I might maybe even do more custom shit, like get rid of the plastic fenders and put carbon fiber fenders. And the cowling is ABS plastic. Maybe I get that done in carbon fiber. Maybe I even make my own mold to make carbon fiber molds to reduce the weight. So if I could take it from a 340-pound machine down to like 310 pounds, the muffler weighs 11 pounds. It's a Super Trap, which is a really nice brand. You can take out the baffles in the back and adjust it and stuff. But yeah, maybe I custom make a titanium pipe for it to reduce the weight of the exhaust. All right, Fallout. Wayne, have you heard of the Laser Anon? He's some guy on 4chan that constantly posts about lasers being the weapons of the future and posts guides on how to blind people. I think he might be in the FBI. I've seen the guy on YouTube who makes like a laser and it pops balloons. Yeah. You know, people shining lasers at airplanes that's really fucked up shit right there. Because you could hurt a pilot's eyes. It's illegal, super illegal to do. Or since we're talking about airplanes, what are you not talking about? Well, I'm talking about airplanes. I told my mom this today. If I can get some other people that's semi-interested, this would be after I sold my bike and I got a little bit of money. I'm thinking about starting my own aerospace company to make weapons to sell to the US government. And specifically, I'm gonna copy that flying Dorito that the Russians are buying from the Iranians, the loitering munition. It's a triangle, and it's got a moped motor with a propeller in the back, and the warhead looks like this. So it's about 6 feet long and 5 feet wide, and there's no landing gear, and it's a one-use machine, and it hones in on the radar station. So it's self-honing, so it can loiter, but when it finds a radar station, and it hones in on the radar station. And I did some research on this. That's off-the-shelf gear. So I don't have to design anything, I just have to assemble it. And I'd looked at a lot of the crash photos of those drones that crashed, and they're made of metal, and I could make mine out of fiberglass. I could make a mold and make fiberglass versions, maybe even reduce the weight. Um, and so they sell for 20,000 bucks, where a cruise missile is like I think there are a couple $100,000 per cruise missile, might even be $1,000,000. So, and then I could also make it GPS targeted. So you just put in the coordinates, and I could with Arduino, there's a GPS sensor, and I could make the airplane fly to the GPS coordinates and just crash. So maybe I could make a prototype, prove it works, and then I mean, look where I live. I live in a perfect proving ground. So I could be flying them here at home and have the GPS is the place it crashes, just right out here in the field. And once I prove it works, then I could probably sell them to the US Army. Wouldn't the Doppler effect pretty much make lasers not blinding at that height? I don't know what the Doppler effect is, actually. I know there's Doppler radar. Well, there are pilots. It's against the law to shine a laser at a commercial airline or any airline. So it must be dangerous on some level. And since this guy is building a high-powered version, it's probably gonna carry the distance better. Now, see that guy, maybe I should partner with him, and we take his technology and we sell it as a weapon for our army. Like, maybe we build a tripod and it's got a X and Y head, and it will find an airplane, and it will shine it at the cockpit all automatically to blind the enemy pilots. There might be a that might be against the rules of warfare. I'm not sure. Like, there's certain things we can't do. Like, tear gas is considered. You can't use tear gas in war. It's considered a chemical warfare. But the police in your local city can use tear gas. So yeah, there's certain things that are not allowed in war. I'm just really jazzed, man. My life is turning around real quick. With this money, I get to build. I mean, just my place is a disaster. I mean, I'll share it with you real quick, but it's just a mess in here. I sleep on this couch. It's pretty comfortable, but I got that new bed outdoors. I'm going to bring it in here pretty quick. What else should we talk about? Wow, we're already 46 minutes. Well, I had a thought about the swatting. It's just a hunch. My aunt, her lover used to be a police officer, so she would know how to make those calls. Like, is she swatting me? She won't talk to me, and she's mad at me, and she robbed my brother and I of the money. Like, when people get mad at you, they tell themselves a story, and then doesn't mean it's a true story. They just tell themselves a story that justifies their bad behavior. So she's told herself a story that justifies robbing family of money. My brother lost 400 grand and I lost 400 grand. Like, who the fuck does that to people? Israel has a laser weapon that's supposed to phase out the Iron Dome for shooting down missiles. Yep. Yeah, the Raphael company makes a direct energy weapon. Absolutely. I'm well aware of that. Russia's got a direct energy weapon. We got direct energy weapons installed on ships now. Yeah. It's good stuff. These drones are really the future of warfare. They're cheap. They're harassment tools. Like, these poor bastards, the Russians are getting grenades dropped on them. Did you see that one guy got his face blown off? That is fucked up. And I guess the Russian soldiers are so tired, they're not smart enough to put brush over their trench, like, or to conceal themselves. They don't hear the drone because maybe it's so loud on the battlefield. I don't know, but yeah, poor guys. I mean, just dying for nothing. It's heartbreaking. Both sides. I'm sorry that the Ukrainians are dying, and I'm sorry that the Russians are dying. War is so avoidable. It really is. But just look at what America's doing. We are enabling, like, literally, the more weapons we give Ukraine, the more Ukrainians we kill. We empower the Ukrainians to fight, and many more of the Ukrainians are dying. If we didn't give them all this money and weapons, they would have to come to a peace deal with Russia. They don't see it this way, but this is how I'm seeing it. It's like, are we trying to kill Ukrainians? Apparently. And also, they're making they're taunting Russia on social media with all these poor Russian soldiers getting killed in action with the drone videos. Right? The little, you see the grenade drop and it kills another Russian soldier, and then they're gloating on social media like Putin's going to come to a point. He's like, I can't take this shit. fucking nuke them. Like he'll just start. I think he's gonna nuke somebody. Somebody's gonna get nuked. He's gonna say we got to do it to save the lives of Russian soldiers. Did you see the Wagner? A guy who works for Wagner, private military contractor. He got captured by Ukraine, and he was fighting for the Russian side, and then flipped sides to fight for the Ukrainians, and then got captured by the Russians, and then they smashed his head in with a mallet. So now he's dead. And I was reading that the Wagner mercenaries have a grenade that they have some rule that you're never going to be captured alive. You got to kill yourself. There's no being captured in their business. I'm like, that's a fucking hardcore job. Like, being a mercenary is not as badass as you might think it is. If you die, it's not a job. If you die, it's suicide. Like, these people are crazy. And I think all these years of these military video games are, murder simulation, and they just played so many games, and then they want to go do it for real in real life, and they're like they've lost touch with reality. They've self-hypnotized that they're a badass soldier. It's a bummer for them. I feel sorry for them. I have a joke that God gave me legs to run away. Like if there's a fight, I'm going to run away another day. I'm going to run away from the fight. I don't want to be in a fight. I was in a lot of fights as a kid, and fighting is a waste of time. You don't want to be in a fight. You want to avoid fighting. So God gave me legs to run away, and if a fight comes the next day, then I'm going to run away from that. Fallout 76 says people become mercenaries because they're psychos who couldn't handle leaving the military. Yeah, and they just want to kill people. They just love. They're serial killers. They love killing. They get enjoyment out of it. I mean, when I was a kid, we had 22 rifles. I had a Remington Nylon 66 22 rifle. And that's what we used to shoot and do plinking with. I love shooting a gun for plinking only. I don't want to be killing anything. Shooting beer cans, beer bottles, and steel targets. That's so much joy. And I can legally do it out here. You're allowed to shoot a gun as long as there's nobody else within no other homes within 1,000 feet of you. So I could legally shoot up my own target range out here and just shoot all day long. I might be doing that someday. Yeah. Ooh, it's a little cold. 62. I'm wearing just t-shirt material pants. I can put on my what do you call my ski pants. Greek like shooting. Planking is an old American pastime. Oh, planking is a blast. Hey, maybe I could start a plinking business. I bet you the county would let me set up a gun range out here. People would love to come and shoot their guns out in the desert at a gun range. I wonder, well, I am kind of far away, but they got a problem with lead. You got to make sure that none of the lead's getting into the soil for contamination. I need to find a source of cheap lead because I'm going to start making my own lead acid batteries for the with all this new solar panel power. And I want to use plastic totes. And I watched some videos, and you basically just the more surface area, the more the battery will hold charge. So if you had lead powder in bags, that would actually be really good. The batteries now, they kind of got like whole. They got a lead sheet with a. It looks like a screen door, and in between the screen, they mash in uh, lead paste. So, um, yeah, they're like little BBs of lead, very small, and they're smashed in there, and that creates a lot of surface area. I'm excited to build something like that. It won't be too expensive, maybe $100 to build a prototype. I mean, it's going to hold a charge. I just don't know how much. Um, I love this mobile Holocaust idea. I've had this idea for years. I might have shared it before. Um, I think it would be a big money maker. I could probably turn it into a huge business, like have 4 or 5 trucks and have a bunch of Jews just driving them around, going to different places. Maybe set up a tactical shooting area, the kind where you are the shooting targets that pop up every so often. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. I thought of a motocross track out here. Um, I think I know the person who owns the other property around here. Have you ever gone axe throwing? No, but that looks like a Geldscheister, a business that shits money. Think about it. You get an empty room, put up a couple of those targets and a couple axes, and people probably pay $20 an hour to go throw an axe. That's genius, right? Mm. Whew. I updated my OkCupid profile, and it says my title is Future President, and I lead with would you be okay dating somebody who's running for president? Because I'm looking for a first lady. So I'm fishing for a future first lady on OkCupid. And I got, well, just recently, a lady's like, hello, Mr. President. So I think some lady's going to self select and reveal herself to me. Another thing about this inheritance money. So I had a lot of anger about not getting the bigger part of the inheritance, the 400 grand. But I told myself, the fucking end of the world's coming, Wayne. You better just get some money in your pocket now before the shit hits the fan. And like literally, a nuke could go off any day, any day. And I would like, let's say I was fighting them in court. Uh, well, some people local were in court for 20 years over their property, and it just recently settled. Everybody gets $1 million, but it took 20 years to get it through the courts. And so sometimes when you do those things, the only people to get the money are the attorneys. They want to drag it out because they get all the money, they get more money. So I'm a super smart guy, and I've been blessed with lots of success in my life, and I think I'll be blessed again with more success. As long as you keep trying. It's literally like hitting a baseball. As long as you keep swinging that bat, you have a chance to hit home runs. And if you're not going to hit home runs if you give up. So just don't give up. Keep swinging at that bat and swing hard and try to hit home runs. That's really my philosophy. Is just keep trying. Um, I was fantasizing about working on gravity. Like I'm just so messy right now. So as soon as I get things cleared up and cleaned up, I think I'll be more interested to work on gravity. I'm also going to have to hustle. I'm going to have to work a lot harder because we got this weather's great. It's the cool weather, and I can't do shit in the heat. So I got to make sure I don't just sit on my ass all winter long and do nothing. I got to really work hard. Um, like I'll get that motorcycle fixed. Maybe I get it sold by springtime and pull some good money out of it. Oh, trailer hitch. Let's talk about that. I think I'm going to make my own trailer hitch for the Mercedes. And you can buy a kit for $200, but it goes like well, let me just show you here. Pretend that's the bumper on the Mercedes. Well, the kit, it attaches here and here, and it's got the bar with the thing in the middle, but it attaches on the frame here. I'm just going to remove the plastic bumper and put it right here, right on the bumper. And then my plastic bumper, I'm going to cut a hole out. Harbor Freight sells a receiver that is made to go on truck bumpers. It's made to just be installed. So that part of the car is really strong anyways. And I'm not going to be hauling anything super fucking heavy to begin with. I only want a trailer to put like a motorcycle on it or just bring home some shit from town, like some plywood or some drywall. Like that boat. There's a free boat, and the boat comes with a trailer. It's only like a 12-foot boat with a free fucking trailer on Craigslist right now with a Johnson motor. Like, I totally could get that motor running in the boat waxed up and pretty and sell it. Probably get like $5,000, but I can't go get it's free, but I got to get it to my house. So if I had a trailer hitch, I could be getting things like that off Craigslist and flipping them. There was somebody giving away 2 jet skis with a trailer last summer, but I just had no way to get it home. So as time goes on, these things will pop up again and I'll be able to take advantage of it. So that's good. I got to file my paperwork with the Federal Election Commission. Get that ball rolling. Like literally, they're still swatting me. Why is that? I just don't get it. I really don't. I think it's a test of my patience. Like, is Wayne strong enough to be president? Does he have enough calm to do it? Like, how does Wayne work under pressure? I think that's what could be going on. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Had this is swatting number 25. They've been to the property 19 times. And
Wayne Lambert to the Riverside Sheriff. Come out with your hands up, please.
I'm sleeping and I hear that shit. How do I feel about video games? Well, I don't play video games and I'm cool with it. Like, I know it's a big part of people's lives. Like, all humans are going to have a hobby, and it's not for other people. I mean, other people judge other people on their hobbies. Like, I can't believe they waste their time doing gardening, or I can't believe they waste their time shooting shotguns and loading their own shells. People have hobbies. My mom is a quilter. She's got a $30,000 quilting machine. It's got a 16-foot fucking arm on it. It's the Rolex for quilting ladies. And That's what she wants to do, and she's got $10,000 in fabric in her garage. Like it's fucking like they're never gonna make fabric again, so she's always buying this. She's obsessed. She's got a she's got a well, she's a baby boomer, right? And baby boomers are consumers, and they're hoarders. Um, you just got to let people have their stupid hobbies. Don't insult people to their face with their hobby. A lot of it's stupid, right? What are my hobbies? I guess engineering shit. Building things like my solar panel dual axis articulator. I just like making shit. Um, version 1 is better than version none. And very often with me, version 1 is version done. I just like building things. I played with Lego when I was a kid and I had erector sets, and I just get tremendous joy from building things. I enjoy working on cars and motorcycles, and uh, yeah, I'm not a daredevil. I'm a putter on the motorcycle because it's so dangerous, you know. Um, I might do motorcycle jumps. I'd baby myself into it if I had a nice bike that could handle the jumps. Um, but I don't like going fast on wheels, including cars. It's just too dangerous, and I want to live a lot longer, so I want to avoid injury. Oh, painting is fun. Oh, I know what I told my mom today. I might start making geodesic dome artworks. Like I got some rods. They look like coat hanger wire, and I thought I'd just make a geodesic dome like this big. Just weld it all together and put it on Etsy. Maybe put a lamp in there, and it'd be a geodesic dome lamp. Or maybe you just put it on the coffee table. People are like, "Whoa, where'd you get the geodesic dome?" "Oh, I got it on Etsy." "What do you do with it?" "I just stare at it." You know, people buy shit for just no reason. Um, maybe I resurrect my cat palace. Like they sell dog houses, but they don't sell a house for cats. I mean, they got those cat tree things, but I wanted to make a really luxurious cat house. And so I made that big geodesic dome about of wood about 2 feet across, and that was the cat palace idea. Hi, good morning, Yellow Yellow. No, Yellow says, "Good morning, Wayne. Have you considered moving to or visiting Slab City? It's not far from your property." And Greek says, "Cat condo." Um, so Yellow Yellow, to answer that question, I have no interest in going to Slab City at all. Zero. Um, I have social anxiety. I do. And the kind of people at Slab City are some of them are drug addicts and alcoholics, and um, I just don't want to be around those people. Those are like the people from AA who are still drinking. So I don't want to be fucking by those people at all. They scare me. They scare the fuck out of me. Um, yeah, for me to get to Slab City, it's about it's 40 miles as the crow flies, but it'd be about 60 to it's about 150 miles to get there. Or no, maybe it's just 100 miles away by the road. Um, no, I don't want to go there. It's kind of like the Burning Man crew, but it's the Burning Man people are rich. These are the poor Burning Man kind of people. Yeah. Now, if I did drugs and wanted to drink alcohol and smoke weed all day and uh, hang out with loose women, maybe I'd be into it, but I'm not interested in any of that at all. My biggest problem right now is being overweight, and I need to get a bench press. I looked at some weights yesterday or a couple days ago, and I was at Walmart. I used to have two 25-pound dumbbells, and I accidentally left them at Shireen's house in McLeod. So those babies cost like they're like $40 each. So I haven't afforded some new ones yet, and those did help keep me in shape because I would just do military press. But I got that big bar for crushing, digging post holes, and that's 17 pounds. I've been doing some of these with it. Yeah. Well, friends, I'm kind of getting tired and it's getting cold. And I made I guess I'll call it a quesadilla with some cheese and tomatoes and cilantro, and it's ready to eat. It's been cooling down there for an hour now. Yeah. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. And since Yellow's here, if I lived in Israel, I'd be really afraid right now because I'm pretty sure that I'm not wishing this upon Israel, but I do think if you read Albert Pike's letter for the Third World War, Israel gets Israel, Zionism, and Islam fight to complete annihilation of each other. So how could Israel drag America to fight a war with them? And I think the only way to create like another 9/11 event is actually for Israel to be attacked in such a way that Americans are like, oh, we have to protect we have to help our greatest ally. So I could see Israel being attacked in an egregious way, such as a nuclear bomb. And if you look, Russia, Saudi, and China just formed a new military pack. Yeah. Like Saudi was our best ally for many years. And so now they're making friends with Russia. So that seems weird. And the Saudis are heavily invested in the American stock market. So we might see some, like the American dollar is eventually going to crash. I mean, we're in hyperinflation now. I think we're just going to keep printing money for 2 more years, then hand over America to the next president as a stinking turd. You fix it. I might inherit a totally fucked up economy if I get elected. Stranger things have happened, right? Look at a Fetterman being elected, and I could see a guy like me being president. I could see it happening. Like, a president doesn't do everything. He's a peacemaker. He's a deal maker. He's somebody that people want to identify with, who instills confidence in the nation and makes people happy, makes them hopeful that at least somebody there is trying to get shit done. And I think I could be that guy. Dr. Law, is he even really a real doctor, Dr. Oz? I think Dr. Oz lost. I think he's a liar, Dr. Oz. He's been caught with fraud a few times, so his credibility is low. Greek says the Saudis flip Turkey flip. Turkey's going to be the new gas hub. Maybe. Well, I'm getting tired, friends, so we're going to call it a night. Everybody, I'll just mention everybody's name. Fallout 76, thanks for joining. Greek, thanks for joining. Yellow, thanks for being here. Kez Kurz, thank you for being here. And Borjun Sanderstein, thank you for being here. Fallout 76. Space Shuttle, thank you for being here. Hyperborean, thank you for being here. And Greek, thank you for being here. We had a good time. Thank you, friends. And I'll do a video in in another few days, most likely. Cheers.